Daily Dozen, episode number 5. We're the recruiting roundup guys, powered by Rock and Refuel Varsity. That's Jason Jewell, Scout.com. I'm Jared Cohen. Let's start with a quarterback, small school guy, going to be a 4-year starter at Northwest Christian.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Drew Innes over Northwest Christian. When I went out, I saw a bunch of Passing League games over the spring and over the summer, and Northwest Christian was one of those sneaky, really good teams. I saw them. They upset Chandler High School, and they did some very, very good things, led by Innes. Now, you mentioned he's been a varsity starter since he was a freshman. Last year, as a junior, threw for 2,700 yards, 28 touchdowns. He's a dual threat kind of guy. Also had 10 touchdowns on the ground.
So we don't take ourselves too seriously here. So this is going to be Daily Dozen episode 5, the Baker's Dozen, because there are 2 guys at Liberty High School at wide receiver, Alex Jackson and Dayton Jackson. Want to talk about them both. Alex, one of the fastest guys in the state, great dynamic kick returner. He is very lethal. And then Dayton Jackson, one of the top all-around receivers that Division I is going to have to offer. Liberty is going to make some plays, and it's going to be behind these 2 on the outside.
The most highly ranked prospect in the state is Austin Jackson at North Canyon High School. He's an offensive tackle, only going to be a junior. He's the only 5-star prospect currently in the state of Arizona, and he deserves it. He's 6'6", 265 pounds, and just super, super athletic. I'm a big fan of his. He has offers from all over the country. He's a number 9 ranked player in the entire nation by Scout.com.
Another very good offensive tackle with the last name of Jackson is Thane Jackson over at Gilbert. 6'6", 270 pounds, has an offer from Montana. Stephen Miller is off to Arizona State, so now it is Jackson's line to run, and also former coaches and people around that Gilbert program believe that this guy could be a breakout guard at the next level as well.
One of the top defensive players in the state as at Chaparral High School, defensive end Brandon Jamison was the section's defensive player of the year, an all-state performer last year for the Firebirds, and he recently committed to UC Davis, and that FCS program in the Big Sky is getting an absolute steal. He had an offer from Arizona State, also an offer from Air Force, so this is a guy, FBS level talent, big-time player for Conrad Hamilton and the Firebirds.
Hey, it's fun to talk about Chaparral guys and then go to a Saguaro guy. That makes it fun, a little rivalry there. KJ Jarrell really came out of nowhere from a recruitment standpoint with some of the big offers that he has, but people who have been around the program and have watched him develop are not surprised in the slightest. He has things that you can't teach. He is smooth, he is long, he is tall, and he's going to go down as one of the top safeties in Arizona by the time all is said and done for his high school football career. Plus, he'll make some plays on offense as well.
Say this name 5 times in a row real fast. Jackson Jezionowski.
Go for it.
Defensive end at Sabino High School. He's 6'6", and he's real thin. He only weighs about 210 pounds. But when I watched his tape, this kid obviously has a big, giant frame where he's going to be a massive human being. Has an offer from Navy, and if he can continue to bulk up, guys like this aren't walking around all the time, and he'll continue to get more offers and get recruited heavily.
The Westwood Warriors were one of the top stories in the state last season. They're going to be again this season. Jim Ewan, the new head coach. The running back, though, that he's going to be feeding the rock to, once again, their workhorse, Ethan Johnson. Last season, just under 1,900 yards rushing, 25 touchdowns. When they needed to make plays last season, it was Johnson that did it for them, and that expects to be the case again this season.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Gunther Johnson over at Boulder Creek. I've known Gunther forever because his dad was my offensive line coach in college a long time ago. But Gunther himself is a quarterback, very good player at Boulder Creek. Has an offer from Columbia, so he's got those smarts. Good football player, going to have a dynamic a receiver in Troy Reed. Boulder Creek stays in that Division I level, up a level in competition. Let's see if they continue the success they had in 2014. I get another interesting name, Tempe defensive end Mike King Johnson, only going to be a junior, had a breakout season last year, 79 tackles, 13.5 sacks last year for the Buffaloes as they went undefeated in the regular season and got into the playoffs last year, had a breakout season for Brian Walker and the Buffaloes. They think over there that he is the next Division I prospect at Tempe High School.
Roshan Johnson over at Desert Edge has been a starter on varsity since he was a freshman, but that's at the running back position. Last year, 1,000 yards rushing, 12 touchdowns. That is still expects to be the case, him handling the rock on offense, but the place to watch him this year is on defense. They've moved him to linebacker. They believe that that's where he's going to be successful if he goes on to play at the next level. So all of a sudden, instantly, with his athleticism and his playmaking ability, he becomes one of the most sought after and watched linebackers in the state of Arizona.
Now we're going to finish the episode with a guy that I'm a big fan of, Tyler Johnson, Highland High School, one of the top prospects in the 2017 class. Scout, we have him as a 4-star tight end. Now, Tyler, you've called me out a couple times on Twitter. You don't want to be a tight end, but we look at him. He's 6'3", and he's 240 pounds, and he's only going to be a junior. He's only going to get bigger. He doesn't really put his hand out and play tight end now, but he plays wide receiver, a la Mark Andrews, who's now a tight end at Oklahoma.
And I would pay to see you guys go at it head-to-head over a tight end battle, maybe an arm wrestle. We'll have to set that up. That's it for Daily Dozen episode number 5.